Welcome everybody to today's stream. Hope you had a nice day so far. I guess for most of you it's morning or in the middle of the night. That's probably the beginning of the day, I guess. Welcome. We have a lot of stuff to talk about today. I'm very excited. Very good. There we go. As always, if you have any questions, please let me know. Any comments, any feedback. But what can I tell you? You know, the upcoming expansion with the elite specs. Yesterday we got the developer live stream. Yeah, and those three, I have to be honest, they look stronger than the old three that we got. And the other three, so the Troubadour, the Gale Shot, and the Luminary, were already looking quite strong. So I'm actually really excited to see how they play in the beta event. And we will cover it later in this stream as well. All the details about the Paragon and the Antiquary. So if you want to see my analysis of the rich list, I already did that. It's already on my YouTube channel. But we will do it here live on stream as well, the other two. So really exciting, to be honest. Really strong looking specs. And even though I'm not the biggest hype about the class fantasy and stuff, I'm not someone that played Guild Wars 1, so I can't really judge that. But I'm also not the biggest fan of the Antiquaries fantasy. The gameplay looks insane. It looks so good. It looks absolutely crazy strong. And I think the weakest of those is probably, I don't even know. I think all of them are really strong. Like all 6 that we got shown, I think they will all be meta in probably each game mode. It's really strong. So can't wait to test it out and theorycraft and all that good stuff. And yeah, the beta event is coming up quite soon in 2 weeks as well. So excited to try that out as well there. And I have to be honest, I'm even more excited because next week, so coming week, we will get Festival of the Four Winds, and we get, that's even more important for me, we get the push event again. So I can try push again in the last final iteration, and we can get some crazy build crafting going on at the same time, because we currently have Firebrand, like you can see here. We can play Scourge, we can all the good stuff that we normally didn't get to see in the last few years. So really interesting. And hopefully we get a small balance patch hotfix there as well, because I don't want to see 5 Scourges versus 5 Scourges in push. That looks not that nice, to be honest. So what do we have here? There's another Scourge. Okay. Scourge, Dragon Hunter, Daredevil, another Daredevil. I'm not sure they are cooking here with this team comp. Our team comp looks better, but I don't really like a Core Thief, to be honest. But I guess that's what you get in ranked or in general queuing matches. Sometimes you just get a Core Thief. Yeah, as always, if you have any questions, any feedback, please let me know. I'm always happy to answer this. So let's see how it goes. Firebrand is is probably the best healer in competitive modes, but it's also the squishiest. That's why you don't see it in competitive 5 versus 5 typically, because you get one shot so easily. But if you're playing in ranked or unranked and stuff, with random people that are not really that organized, it's typically you are actually quite safe so often. Let's see how it goes. Nice, we got a one shot here on this guy already. So looks quite good so far. Nice. We got another kill here. Let's give some stability here. Very good. Looks good. Good team fight so far. Provide a bit of support. Get some CC, I guess. Pull, maybe? No. Okay. Let's push far, I guess. There we go. Let's interrupt this guy. No. Wrong direction. That's fine. Just training my Firebrand here, in push. That will be insane. Probably the best support for push. So yeah, really looking forward to try this out. And this is such a close match, even though we won the mid fight insanely hard. So what's going on here? Why are we fighting off point against 3 people? That's not where you want to be, to be honest. What are they doing? What is going on here? Please come and give some damage, you know? I don't want to fight this. Luminary looks the weakest from implementation. It looks like they had a good idea and then in mind, but it looks clunky. I have to be honest, the Luminary, for me, looks like a spec that is clearly designed with a competitive, like, mindset. I think in PvE, it looks a little bit like it is a DPS spec for a Core Guardian with a little bit of a different button on top of that. It doesn't look like insane as a support. It is really like a DPS spec. Then in competitive modes there you can have that like crazy tankiness. I think the defensive buff, don't forget, there will be a big defensive buff that you get from the Luminary for your allies as well. On top of this, that you get the, what is it called? 3, 2, 1. Is this seed chaining? No. Okay, I think. What's going on? Yeah, so I think the Luminary with the minus 10% incoming damage for your allies, this is a good buff, don't get me wrong. This is a really, really good, strong, supportive buff. But, and that's the problem here, it is like not enough to make as a healer viable. You know, the thing is, it's way better if you would go, for example, for just a Firebrand. You know, Firebrand is way better as a healer than Luminary. Why would you take a Luminary? You would only take a Luminary for the damage, typically, and then you can also get some damage mitigation. I think Luminary is a little bit boring. I agree with this statement, but I think, to be honest, I think it will be really strong in competitive modes. What is my team doing? They are surging so crazy. Which are the worst elite specs so far? Paragon? Luminary visually looks pretty cool. Yeah, I think Vision, I would say visually, I think they look actually, all of them look actually quite good. I think the Luminary for sure looks crazy in terms of like visual effects and stuff. But I think from the gameplay perspective, Luminary looks for me the most dull. But in my opinion, it is not like completely like garbage. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, oh my god, maybe we get the rest here. Nice, we got it. This team is like over-rotating like crazy. I have to go far now, but I'm not sure if I can make it in time if they like get outnumbered there. Yeah, I think we will talk about Paragon in like a bit. I will make a deep analysis here on stream, and I will also talk about the Antiquary. And I have to be honest, there are a lot of things to be said about those two. So we will talk about it very detailed. And I have to be honest, I think we have to try it out as well. You know, sometimes you can make a judgment and say, okay, this looks bad, but then you play it and this looks actually insane. So I would say the final judgment should come at release, not in the beta, because there might be some big changes coming up in the beta as well, or after the beta. So we will make the final judgment hopefully after that. After the full release of the expansion. Get some stability up, get some healing up, water blasting. I mean, they are all full life and it's okay. Heal Ritualist looks worse than Skirts. Enter Shroud, summon Spirit for boons, double summon Shroud 4 with Threads and exit Shroud. Also, most of the weapon skills do not give any boons. Yeah, I think the thing is that again, I would say the Ritualist is designed with a very competitive mindset. I think it looks very strong in competitive modes, whereas the PvE like mindset is, I would say, Scourge is probably better in terms of all round, but I think you can easily make a quick DPS out of that one that is actually surprisingly easy. So I would actually say this is not necessarily a bad thing, that there is a different like design space than Scourge. You don't want to have Scourge and Ritualist being exactly the same support type. You want to have it a little bit different. So I personally think that's not bad. But if you are right and it's completely garbage as a support, then another death. Get the rest, get the rest, get the rest. Oh my god. Nice, we got the rest. Very good. Yeah, so we will see. I will talk about the Paragon and the Antiquary, like I said, in a little bit. I will do a deep dive about them. If you want to see my deep dive about the Ritualist, I already have a video on my YouTube channel. You can type !Ritualist in the Twitch chat or just check out the YouTube description of the stream. There is the link to it. I'm mainly interested in PvE, open world, and instant content. So for that audience, I think Ritualist and Galeshot are the best implementation. Yeah, I think for open world, I think Ritualist is insane, to be honest. But I think all of them can be actually quite good in open world, but you're right. I think those two are probably the best, yeah. I'm not sure. I think it depends who you asked. I personally think the Paragon might look a little bit dull, but I think it looks really strong as well. You know, I think it's just warrior, you know. What do you expect? It's a warrior, you know. It can't have like crazy magic attacks after all. It's a warrior. So I think if you have the highest expectation for a warrior, I think that is a little bit like over the top in my opinion with the expectations, but my team is rotating so badly. Why are they all following me? Oh my god. Yeah, I think the elite specs are actually quite good. I agree. Nice, there's the teleport, that's fine. I feel like the next week elite specs will be the best one. Yeah, I agree. I think the Evoker will probably be the favorite of most people. And I think that the Revenant one is like completely unknown together with probably the Engineer one. I think this is like also quite likely to be actually quite insane. Oh my god, they got the res. How did they get the res? It's crazy. No damage from this guy. The classic Scourge against Firebrand combo. It's POF again. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to next week, to be honest. There are two of my most favorite classes, Revenant and Elementalist, so I'm really looking forward to those two. So we will see how broken they will be or if they will be quite bad. But I think they will probably be quite good, to be honest. What's going on? Get some Reflect up. Get some of that, and then do some blasting. Oh, what's going on? Holy shit. He's in Rampage. I will catch up in chat after this match, okay? So just let me finish this and like make sure that my team is not losing here, but it looks quite easy, to be honest, to win this. Engineer better be hype here. I think the Engineer one probably is also quite good, but we don't know anything about the Revenant or the Engineer one, so I can't really like guarantee that will be good, but I think the next three will probably be quite insane, to be honest. But we will see. Ritualist seems ranged, but I wish Power Necro had some range potential in weapons. Yeah, I think that is a little bit of a problem, that the only ranged power weapon typically that you have is probably like the, how is it called? The X. That's about it. That's a little bit like, yeah, the X, okay. It's not bad, but it's not good either. So yeah, I think that's a big problem, but we didn't get a new weapon, so we have to live with that. That's the whole thing there. We have to live without having a new weapon, and sometimes you just have not the perfect weapon like set up for your class, for sure. Something not right with the network today, you keep freezing? I mean, I'm not sure if someone else has that issue, because I don't see here any like problems with the like my internet connection, but let me know if there's some stuff happening. Yeah, maybe you're right actually. Let me check. Welcome, Wolf. Welcome. Let me check. 1 second. Yeah, it seems to be actually on my side. You're right. It seems to be on my side. Give me a second. Maybe I have to restart the stream. Yeah, it seems to be on my side. I actually have to restart the stream. That's bad actually. That's unlucky. I dropped like half of the frames. That's not good. You're right there. Sorry guys, I will be back in like 2 minutes or something. So yeah, not good. I don't know.